With the arrival of the month of Muharram, many Islamic centers and institutions affiliated to the Grand Jurist Office held commemoration ceremonies to mark the martyrdom of the Master of the Martyrs, Imam Husayn, peace be upon him. In this part of the program, we will have a glance on the activities and programs by the Islamic Center of Darul Husayn in the city of Yazd in Iran. Stay tuned.
Holy Quran states, and whoever venerates the sacraments of Allah, indeed that arises from the God-wariness of hearts. God's messenger, Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, have stated, surely there will exist a heat and anguish in heart of the believers in regard to my grandson's killing, it shall never reduces. I want to inform you briefly about our religious center in Yazd, Iran. 50 years ago, we relocated from Iraq to this city in Iran. Iraqis were scattered all over the country, and we were one of these people. Each Iraqi family that came to Iran, they tried to build and establish religious centers in their native language, the Arabic language. The Yazd province was not accepted from this. The Iraqis in Yazd joined hands together and decided to establish a religious center in the city. They bought a house and they turned it to a religious center. This Spot Religious Center held religious ceremonial services for the 14 infallibles, especially for Imam Husayn's martyrdom. Before the start of month of Muharram, our religious center makes the necessary preparations for this sad, distressing and heartbreaking tragedy. Some of these preparations include hanging black drapes on the walls. Sometimes some of these hanging drapes contain famous written poems on them in regard to Imam Husayn's tragedy and martyrdom. More preparations include cleaning the center. Cooking chefs check out and clean their cooking tools in order to serve free meals to the large number of the attendees in these upcoming grievous days. We also invite the clergy and a eulogist will listen to the words of clergy and benefit from it. Then a eulogist reads sad poems in regard to Imam Husayn's martyrdom. Usually with the recited poems, people express their sorrow and grief by beating their chests. This is a general pattern of commemoration ceremonies in regard to Imam Husayn's martyrdom, which is almost followed anonymously by all Shia Muslims around the world. Another tradition that is followed by us is visiting other religious centers in our city. They too in return pay our visits back. Our Iraqi Karbala religious center in city of Yazd is beheld dearly to hearts of many believers because they consider us that once were the residents of Imam Husayn's city, the holy city of Karbala. In many days of Muharram, we have contributors who contribute and we serve free meals. We have a religious ritual that we conduct every year, that is on the 9th day of Muharram. We serve free water to any person who crosses by. The reason behind this act is that exactly on this day, all the children of Imam Husayn were thirsty, including elders, family members, and even the Imam himself. The enemy had prevented them from any access to the nearby cold water river. We also reenact and display the burning of tents of Imam Husayn's family by the Yazid's army. We conducted it on the 10th day of Muharram. We display and reenact this tragedy that occurred on the 10th day of Muharram. But before that, we already have designated a place where the believers gather up, and usually after the conduct of noon prayers, the believers start marching and jogging toward the already in place tents where they are ready to be set on fire. In this jogging and marching, chanting do take place. Famous sad phrases are recited. Another ritual that we conduct is to hold candles on the 10th night of the month of Muharram. The purpose of this ritual is that at the end of this day, the children of Imam Husayn were all alone and desperate. On the 13th day of Muharram, exactly 3 days after the tragedy of Karbala, it was just then the holy pure bodies of Imam Husayn's companion, children, brother, and the pure body of Imam Husayn were put in the ground. Thank you for watching us.